Today on AskBloop, getting inspired to animate. Welcome to AskBloop, more here from BloopAnimation.com. It's Friday and it's time for your questions. Do you have to know how to animate to direct animated films? Well, there's no real need to know how to animate to be a director, though most animation directors come with a background in animation. Some directors, though, who came from live action, never animated anything. The skills of being a good director come from being a good storyteller, as well as understanding pacing, composition, and acting. And all these skills are also required of a good animator. So there's an overlap for sure. What inspires you to animate? Getting rid of the artist block. The problem with this question, and I think this confusion happens with a lot of the more artistic jobs, is that it assumes that because your job is more on the creative side, inspiration takes a bigger part in doing it. And I have to be harsh on this. This is the way amateurs approach it. Amateurs wait for inspiration. Professionals go and work. It's the same with professional writers. They don't spend time waiting for a muse or complaining about writer's block. They get up in the morning and write in a very specific time during the day for a predetermined amount of time. And that's it. When I get hired by a studio to work on a commercial for 2 weeks, I go to the studio every day and animate for the whole day. There's no room for inspiration. Now, what you probably mean more with this question is getting inspired to animate on your own personal projects, on which there is no boss and no real deadline. And that is a harder thing to do and requires a lot more discipline. But if you consider yourself a professional and have experience in film production, you will treat it the same way, of getting up and animating until the work is done. What is your favorite Disney classic movie and why? My favorite Disney classic would probably be Aladdin and Mulan. I probably watched both of them hundreds of times, and while I don't necessarily think they are the best Disney movies from that time period, they just hooked me more than the others. Does having multiple skills in animation, like animating and writing, helps you get noticed by a studio? I know studios would like a candidate that understands other production disciplines, such as rigging or modeling. And in New York, they might even only want someone who knows how to do multiple things. This is called being a generalist. While the movie industry might prefer a specialist who only does one thing very well. But in terms of non-production skills like writing, I think if these skills relate to filmmaking and maybe show that you're a good storyteller, it might be a plus. But honestly, if you have a solid demo reel and obvious skills, that should be enough to get hired. Alright, that's all the questions for today. If you have one, post it in the comment section below. And if you want to stay updated on animation news, new tutorial, or see if your question was answered, click the subscribe button. It's this white circle right around here. See you next week.